Those 3 events in Pantin, an event with over 30 years of proud history, a well-supported event, and our spectators have been treated to a pretty decent show here today, Pete.
Oh, for sure. That was awesome. You know, the size of the surf made for some drama. We saw some massive aerials. We saw some big cars. We saw barrels, which we weren't necessarily expecting today, and we saw a beautiful barrel.
Well, imagine this morning watching those first heats, very soft, surfers having to sort of pump off the bottom of waves to try and get speed. If someone said, oh, we're going to be watching guys getting barreled later on today, we would have gone,
nah,
yeah, right.
I don't think so.
Okay, here's our official result of that heat. Tancred, very good value for the win, 15.44. He'll go marching on through. He'll take Moraes with him, 14.4. Pretty healthy total for Kick-Ass. He might develop. I think he paid a price just for kind of an unlucky start to that one, and ultimately he'll bow out of competition.
But a good showing in this event. That'll keep him easily in that top 100 picture going into Hawaii, which obviously will be his strength. Imai going home, has surfed many, many events there. Also, let's not count out the fact that he has 3 or 2 more events here in Europe.
And there is Federico Moraes making his way up the beach. He's just got through in second place in heat number 4, round 4. Of course, Pete, we've got half of this round completed. We've still got 4 more of these 3-man heats to come tomorrow.
That's right, and then we'll move into one-on-one competition for the first time for the men in this event. You know, already top half of that draw has been set up, and I can't wait because all of these surfers that we saw today advancing were putting up massive numbers. You know, from 9-4 big aerial moves to combos of 16 points. I mean, we saw several excellent heats today.
Yeah, we did, and it feels like those big moments have been sort of facilitated by the ocean, basically. The conditions kind of came to play. It powered up a lot. We saw some great surfing, and that was basically a result of the fact that we saw a jump up in swell. Let's revisit some of those moments and look at the top 5 moments of the day. Hard to whittle down because there's been quite a lot of good stuff, but it's been a real good day of competition, and these are the best 5 moments from it.
It's hard to imagine that this is actually today. This was the first or second heat of the morning with Timothy Biso, and he put up a total of 15.50. It wasn't easy. Actually, I think this is the second heat of the day, and we were remembering and understanding that it was a little bit soft. You know, this is the board that he was on that looked so good. It started to build, even probably on this heat. But Biso putting a total of 15.50, and that kind of set the tone for the day that we're like, okay, we're going to start seeing some big numbers throughout. And you know what? He ended up getting through his heat as well into the round of 16, so he is looking spot on.
Yeah, it's been a good day for our surfers from the island of Guadeloupe, and a great day for Tim Biso. This man also from Guadeloupe. We saw him just bow out now, but this was a 7-point ride for that whippy backhand reverse. Just bringing that progression, showing our spectators something a bit different.
Wow, and then this one here from David Silva, the 9.07, posting 2 9s. Is he the only 2 9s? There was one other one, I believe, but man, David Silva in these 10,000s looks unstoppable.
Jack Robinson dropped a massive combined heat total of 16.56 in his heat. It was just as the size jacked up. This was basically when it just started to pump the early afternoon down here. And Robinson, of course, the previous winner on the QS at Pipeline, looking good down here in Pantin.
And here we go. Watch this, folks. Massive air rotation for a 9.4. And that was kind of the tone. We'll leave you with that big air. There's some more highlights, of course, we'll show you. But, man, oh, man, what a day.
Yeah, it's been an excellent day of competition. Thinking about the surf forecast, just looking forward to tomorrow. Probably kind of similar to what we've had today. Maybe coming down a touch, but of similar order to the sort of stuff we've seen this afternoon.
All right, so are we going to hold you to that? It's a promise?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I will hold you to that.
Pinky promise. So we're thinking similar kind of stuff. Even the wind looks quite similar. I'm going to say maybe a bit lighter in the morning. Might pick up again in the afternoon.
Cool. That's good. That keeps us thinking that anything can happen.
And just thinking about how much surfing we got left to do. We've got 2 days, so we can now afford to be a little bit more selective and kind of just try and pick the eyes out of it. The long days here, it doesn't get dark. You probably surf to about 9 p.m. So we got maybe quite a lot of daylight, 2 days to run, and we'll just be standing by those calls to see.
And we have a later call tomorrow, as I understand. I heard 10:30. 10:30 we'll get that call in the morning, so we will be back then.
Thanks for tuning in wherever you are around the surf world. It's great to have you online. We're going to show some highlights from today's action. We'll see you tomorrow 10:30 local time for the call. We'll see you then.
Difficult to say what I